Why, Spyderco? Why have you done this? Hey guys, back with another video. Quick topic. Probably something so many of you, just like myself, have experienced when taking apart a Spyderco knife. This is the Mannix 2, as you can see, doing a little experiment, and I wanted to swap out some scales. And yeah, so this is not my first rodeo. I have taken apart many Spyderco knives, starting probably with the first one was the PM2, then I did a pair of 3. No, actually, I think I did a pair of 3 first, then a pair of 2. Then I did a Mannix, then I did a little native, I believe, maybe something mixed in there. I've done several and never had a problem. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. I had a screw strip in the little native because of the T6 hardware. And I'm beginning to see why a lot of people don't like T6. Yeah, it's too small. And, pardon me, definitely doesn't hold up as well as a T8 or a T10 or even a T15. So I agree with you guys. I don't see why companies can't make knives with larger hardware, Torx hardware. And technically, what's interesting about Torx, something I didn't know, Torx is not really Torx. Torx is actually, I think the technical name is Star, like Star hardware. Was doing a little research about this, and I found it to be quite fascinating. But anyway, just a little geeky side note of researching tools and technical names. But regardless, anyway, so what is the problem that I'm talking about, guys? Well, you can probably already tell if you don't know already, but the big problem is this right here. All right? I can't stand these lanyard tubes. Absolutely can't stand them. Look how marred that is from me trying to get that out of the liner. Pain in the neck. Now, like I said, not my first rodeo. I've done it before. Taken apart a Mannix before, no problem. I have taken apart, like I said, the others, and I haven't had an issue. But let me tell you guys, this is what happened. And it's just really. Now, I'm sure I'll get a comment about I should have used a different tool or this, that, the third. I made sure that I was very careful taking this apart. And I know that the lanyard tubes can be very annoying, aggravating, and unyielding, right? So they're very difficult to work with. But, man, I was trying everything, twisting, turning it, bending it back and forth, trying to avoid this. But, guys, I'm telling you, it's just the reality sometimes. It was like near impossible. Now, I've heard that, I think it's Sharp Dress Knives that makes a tool, like a lanyard tool, lanyard tube tool, to unscrew these or basically back them out without damaging anything. I haven't bought that. I thought it was kind of a gimmick, but after taking apart a few of these, it might be worth the investment. I don't know. It used to be like $35 on their website years ago. I don't know what it is now, but I'll have to invest in that because now it's definitely something that I would like to have as long as I keep taking apart Spyderco knives. So, yeah, didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to express my frustration with this lanyard tube. Like, this is ridiculous. when you're taking this apart, I mean, I don't want to even put it back together. It's going to be impossible to take back out again. Oh, man. It's just unbelievable. Now, I have tools that I can try and bend this back, but, who knows? Maybe it's tight tolerances, or maybe that's not even, maybe it's just tight machine fitting. Not entirely sure, but the tolerances, and this is a not a knock. This is obviously a compliment. But you can take apart a Sebenza and put it back together, and it's still centered. I mean, everything just. I've never done it. I will be honest about that. I haven't taken one apart myself. I've seen a video. I've listened to other people's testimonies, and they come apart just fine. And I'm not comparing Sebenza to Spyderco, because you guys already know that or Chris Reeve in general. I'm not a big fan of Sebenza. It's just that one glaring problem of the thumb stud. But anyway, I'm just saying. I'm trying to think if I've taken apart any other knives. I haven't taken apart any Benchmades. Let me see. No, not that I can think of. Kershaw? Actually, I did take apart a couple Kershaws. And they weren't that bad to put back together. The one was a little difficult just because of the spring-assisted mechanism. The spring in that. So you had to basically have 3 hands. And can't do that with 2, But anyway, got it back together and made it work. It wasn't too bad to put back together, but I'm just saying, come on, Spyderco. There's got to be a different way to. I don't know. I mean, I really don't see the use of lanyard holes. A lot of people like them, but I think the majority don't. That's why they make lanyard plugs for them, right? So, yeah, it's. I understand people put lanyards on them, but let me tell you guys, things that are attached to your pockets. I mean, you see, they get caught on things really easily. For crying out loud, I can't tell you how many times my pocket clip on various knives have gotten caught on different things. I mean, your seatbelt, whatever. You're pulling something out of your pocket and it gets hooked on it. There's a variety of things, and that's why I believe in good strong pocket clips, and But anyway, it's something that I think that they could do differently. I'm not a machinist. I'm not an engineer. But regardless, I'm a user, and I use my knives. I carry most of them. But, it's not my first rodeo with these, and I think there's a way to fix this, really, to fix this. I say get rid of them. That's my personal opinion. That probably won't happen, but that's my opinion. Could there be a better way to put it together initially when they're assembling it? Probably. Maybe the machining could be a little different. The fitment could definitely be better. So where it's just easy in, easy out. No issues, And who knows, maybe it's in there very tight to avoid rattling. I don't know. I will say that. That is one thing. Is the lanyard, well, yes, actually it is. It's like a lanyard tube / standoff on the Sebenza. You guys know what I'm referring to. And every Sebenza comes with it. Every Incosi and all those models come with a lanyard attached when you buy it straight from the factory or distributor. And that rattles if you take the lanyard out. I've done it. I've owned a couple Sebenzas. And each time, well, sorry, I knew that it rattled really badly the first time I took the lanyard off, so I decided, no, I got to find a way to fix that. And I did a little research. I heard that there were a couple ways, but the best way that I found was on the second Spyderco, which I wound up selling anyway because of the thumb stud. But there was a neat little trick that someone showed me on YouTube, and it had to do with cutting the lanyard, right? And then grabbing a lighter and searing the end. And you seared it right to the tip. And, the little bit of the lanyard left over was seared inside the lanyard plug, or the lanyard hole, tube. But it worked, and it didn't rattle. So that was a really good fix. So I will give Spyderco that. It doesn't rattle with the knife. But I don't know why it rattles necessarily with the Chris Reeves Spyderco. I mean, their machining is excellent as well, and Spyderco's is also very good, but, I think something could be changed, could be different. You want to talk about CQI, constant quality improvement, figure out a way to fix this. I think that's a big deal. I know a lot of guys will agree with me, and, just wanted to show that. And, yeah, it definitely looks ugly. Right? But, oh, I really wanted these scales because these, I love these scales. These are the Smooth G10 that was on the Knife Center exclusive crew wear. Right? So you can see the blade right here. And I wanted to swap it out with a different blade, so I wanted to keep the scales, or else I wouldn't have even cared taking it apart, but regardless, this shouldn't have happened. So, anyway, yeah, I do hope that they will improve on this down the road, and that Spyderco will make it right in a third iteration of this knife, or maybe, like I said, just do away with the lanyard tube altogether. It's annoying. It's more of a nuisance than it is a help, in my opinion. And real quick, just getting back to that. So, like I was saying earlier, if you had a lanyard, if you have something attached to that lanyard hole, more likely than not, it's going to catch on something. It's happened to me a dozen times. In real world carry and use, it just happens through everyday situations, circumstances, events that occur throughout your daily life, literally. And let me tell you, it can pull out of your pant pocket, you could lose it, it could get caught on something, it could get caught to where it doesn't come out of your pocket, but it's pulling on your pants, and then it rips, and you strain part of your body or something like that. It's dangerous. That's why I don't like lanyard tubes, and that's exactly factual. So that's why I would get rid of them altogether. I don't use them. I don't like them. I don't believe I ever will. So, yeah. Just my take. Anyway, guys, have a good evening.